Now let's see together how we can have like good handwriting. Actually, there are many ways that will help us to do that. Okay, and by the way, even if your handwriting is not that okay, still you can work on it by following the rules. If you remember when we were children, we used to have the two-lined copybook, right? Fine. We had a copybook which had like 2 lines like that. You remember? But actually the main rule for good handwriting is the 4-lined copybook, not 2. You have 2 lines like that, and then you have these 2 imaginary lines. So we'll imagine that we have this copybook which has how many lines? 4 lines and not 2. The rule is, number 1 is that we need to write between these 2 lines. That's number 1. Number 2 is that we need to make the sizes of each letter similar to each other. Not the same, we're not computers. Similar to each other. That's number 2. Rule number 3 is that when you go up, do not exceed that line. When you go down, do not exceed that line. That's rule number 1. Okay? And, of course, it's very important that you go on the same line when you write. We have, in general, 2 types of writing. If you remember, we used to call them when we were children, بيكتب بالإيه؟ بالمفرط؟ بالمشبك, exactly. That is the idea. We have what is called printed or print letters. Fine. And we have what is called cursive handwriting or cursive writing. What is the cursive writing? It's when you write like that, for example. Which people usually relate to French, right? My advice to you is not to use this one. This is my advice to you for more than one reason. Reason number 1, it has very strict rules. Number 2, and you must know the rules of writing it and to learn it by type. Number 2, it is not that fast when you use it. It takes a long time. Fine? You see, when I wrote print letters, it didn't take much time. When I wrote this, it took me more time, right? Number 3, sometimes it's unreadable. Some people will not understand. But let's stick to print letters or printed letters. Okay? As for the letters, they might be like straight like that, or like slanting to right or to left. Some people write that way. Fine. Do not use this or that. Let it be straight. This is tip number 3. Fine. The most important part that comes after that is to follow the directions of writing each letter. And this is something that I cannot tell you now. I'm going to share like a book for you to tell you about the directions. What do you mean by the direction? For example, when I write a word like the letter A, I mean. You see how it's written? So you must go with directions and arrows like that. And this is something that needs steps to follow. Fine. B. 1. 2. Fine. This is what will help you to write. And as for these steps, I'm going to share it with you when I share the book with you. Okay? Let's have a look at that. For example, I'm going to write a word like or. Okay, what made this handwriting look good? What do you think, huh? Between
2 lines.
It's number 1. When I went up, I didn't exceed this. When I went down, how about the sizes of letters?
Similar.
They are similar. This is the key to good handwriting. Okay? As for capitalization, but listen to this, please, because some people think that it is just by that this sometimes the size of the letter, but actually it depends on two things for capitalization, or more than one thing. Number one, the shape of the letter. Yeah, for example, if I write A, for example, this is capital A, and the small will be like that, or whatever, if some people write it like that, whatever. Fine, and B, it's the same. But look at some letters like C, for example. Here you talk about the size. So do you understand why I told you that it is a capitalization mistake? With C, it's like that. This happens with letters like C. A. No.
O.
It's with S. Excellent. With O.
W.
With O. With W. With V. You got what I mean? That they have the same shape, but one is small and one is big. By the way, you call this capital letter, or you call it uppercase and lowercase. Capital and small, uppercase and lowercase. And then look at some other letters like J, for example. Here's the difference. Y, P, and here we can talk about Z or Z.
And X.
X, you're right. Did you get the idea? Fine. This is actually what I wanted to say about that. K, by the way, K has the same idea. Capital K and small k. And as I told you, the key is that you look at the letters to decide whether this is capitalized or small. Here's, for example, capital K, but here is the small k.